All right, we're back, and we have a very, very, very special guest on the show today. I want to give you a round of applause. Thank you so much for joining us today. And as I said before, when you walked in the door, I definitely owe you some flowers because, we're all about this platform in particular is about inspiring others and motivating others, and giving our flowers to our locals and people that are on the show overall. So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Good to be here.
Yeah, this is exciting. She needs no introduction. The Jmack Experience Podcast, episode 119. Karyn Parsons is in the building. If you don't know who she is, you need to look her up. We're going to get into the intro real quick, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to the Jmack Experience Podcast. This show is for motivational purposes only. However, we will not be politically correct, but our goal is to inspire those who listen and watch the show. Thanks for tuning in. Please be sure to follow us at the Jmack Experience Podcast and email us if you would like to be a guest on our platform at the Jmack Experience Podcast at gmail.com. Peace.
Gotta give you another round of applause. This is truly, truly exciting for me because I remember coming home, as a youngster and always watching the show and it's like a surreal moment more or less. But, at the end of the day, they always say we're all human, right? So but it's very inspiring. So I want to start from the very beginning before we get to where you are now. I know you've been doing some wonderful things. But basically, besides acting and storytelling, what's one thing that people might be surprised that you enjoy doing?
Besides storytelling and acting, can't sing, so it's not that. I won't find much of that. That's a hard one. I might have to come back to that one. I can't think. What's a big surprise?
So we're starting off good.
Yeah,
That's a good question.
I don't know.
I'll let you think about it. So basically, for those out there who are not aware, and it's crazy how I feel like the younger generation, right? They don't know. There's people who do music, they don't know who Biggie Smalls is, and I feel like nowadays we're living in that era where people are not really familiar with, certain people and what they've done.
Sure.
But where are you from? And what was it like growing up out there? Exactly.
I'm from Santa Monica, California.
Okay.
Originally, and it was great. I mean, I grew up in Santa Monica. When I moved out of the house, I moved to Venice, California.
Nice.
It was so fun. It was so alive. It was a great time. And also, I lived. For me, I grew up and from a very young age, I wanted to act.
Gotcha.
And since I lived in Southern California, I ended up having a theatrical agent, come to one of my acting workshops and see me do a scene. And that's how I got my first agent. So I was really lucky in that way. I was kind of in Hollywood's backyard. So it was easy for me to break into that. At the same time, I wasn't doing, if I had been someplace else, I would have just jumped into theater.
Yeah.
But because of where I lived, I ended up jumping into television and film.
So it was it just landed on your lap more or less because it wasn't really in the plans more or less. You wanted to do theater.
It wasn't that I wanted to do theater. I wanted to act.
Okay.
I just wanted to act.
Okay.
And so it just, that's the path that took off, I think that was the easiest and the most natural path for me.
Gotcha. So how old are you more or less at this time? Very young? Yeah.
Well, when the agent, I'm 6 years old when I started talking about I want to act.
Wow.
And I was really serious about it. My
young.
mom laughed it off. Oh, she's going to outgrow it.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. Got more and more serious when I started, going to classes and then workshops where we were studying Stanislavski and Uta Hagen and all of this guy doing improv. And the more I learned about it, the more I fell in love with it, wanted to do it, became more serious about it. And then I think my agent I must have been around 19.
Oh, wow. So you were already you were an adult more or less.
When I ended up signing with my agent.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I had started toying around with other things. I first met him when I was under 18.
Okay.
When he first came to class. And he was in the 18 and over division. So I didn't take a lot of it seriously when I heard that he was interested. I was like, I doubt it. And then I thought, he's in the 18 and over. And I wouldn't return his calls. And then I eventually, somebody said, he's wondering why we won't call him. And so I did. And then by that time I was over 18. And then maybe I was 18 when I first went with him. I think I got my first job at 19.
Because we're talking now, this is before social media days, right? So you can't just look him up and be like, oh yeah, he's legit.
Well, I knew
Back
he was
in the
legit.
day,
No, I knew he was legit because there were the people that he came through.
Oh, okay.
And so I knew he was legit. And it was just, I think it was just hard for me to grasp that it was real.
Oh.
And then when I heard that he was in the older division, then it was like, maybe the younger division they're not even going to be interested in me. I don't know. So I just kept going about what I was doing.
You were overthinking it.
I was overthinking it. I was definitely overthinking it because the woman who did my photo, I was still getting, I was still pursuing it. I was getting my pictures done. Back then it was like, you get your 8x10.
It's expensive too back in those days.
And it was expensive. Yeah. And I remember getting my pictures done. And the woman who did my pictures was friends with the agent.
Gotcha.
And he came by her studio and saw the pictures and was like, why won't she call me? And so then I finally said, okay, let me give this a shot.
So he was definitely interested.
He meant it. And he was great. He was the agent that I was with when I got Fresh Prince.
So wait, you went, hold on. Now this is getting good. So you go from signing with your agent, right? Yeah. And that was your first, literally
first agent?
No. Once you sign with him, you go right into Fresh Prince?
No, not quite. There were some things that came before that. I did Death Spa.
Death Spa, yeah. That was, we actually got to watch it. It was pretty good.
So yeah, there was Death Spa. And there were lots of commercials, and there were episodic television things. Like I did old TV shows, and
because it's a process, right? Acting's not easy. Yeah.
Oh, and getting jobs and getting out there. I mean, and also don't forget back then. I mean, I don't know. It would probably. I'm sure it's incredibly competitive now. It was competitive then, but there were fewer parts that I was correct. I was right for back then.
Yeah.
There weren't a lot.
Yeah.
So you were out there just doing what you could and hoping something stuck.
Gotcha. That's amazing. So now you do like pretty much, they'll call it like smaller gigs, right? Commercials, stuff like that. You did. Was Death Spa like your first movie?
Yes.
More or less? Okay, it was.
Oh, not more or less. Was absolutely.
And that was the first horror. Was that the only horror film that you did? It was like a horror, no?
That's the only horror film I've ever
done.
All right. It was my first and last.
Yeah.
I think.
It's so crazy. When you watch movies now, right? Especially horrors, hasn't it come like a long way?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Because we watch, thrillers mostly, but we also watch horror films and a lot. And there are a lot out there now, right? And Death Spa's in a whole other.
Yeah, you see the killings like, oh, that looks so bootleg. Like,
so I mean, it looks like you just did it in your backyard, right?
It's so crazy. Okay, so you do Death Spa. Now I'm leading into more or less like, did you end up auditioning for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, or they already had you in mind?
Had me in mind from what? What did they know me from?
Okay.
Death Spa.
Hey, you never
we
know.
saw her in Death Spa.
You got the look.
She's got to play Hillary. No. I auditioned a lot.
Oh, a lot.
A lot. I auditioned. My first audition was for the casting director's assistant. Casting director didn't even want to see me.
Gotcha.
They were like, no, you check out if she's okay first before I even bother. So the casting director auditioned me and put me on tape.
Okay.
And then so that's the casting director who then had me come in and saw me. And then from there, I think I auditioned for the writers, producers, Quincy Jones.
Wow.
These are all callbacks. These are all separate callbacks. Quincy Jones. And then I think I went in for the studio, which was Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And then the final audition was for the network. And that's the one that you're just like, you're shaking.
If you're going to get it or not, you'll know right then and there.
It's just you and one other person have to wait in the lobby looking at each other.
Yeah.
Because it's like down to the two of us.
Oh, wow. So it's a whole process. People don't know. I thought it was like one audition and you're on the show if they like you or not.
For some people, it could be like that. Like, I'm not sure with James Avery.
And rest in peace to him.
Yeah, how many auditions he had. But like Alfonso Ribeiro, for instance, was doing Different World at the time.
Yeah.
And so his thing was more of a thing of, can it work with his schedule? So he had different considerations, and they were very interested in him right off the bat. Same with Tatiana Ali. She was a little girl, but she was doing Fences on Broadway with James Earl Jones.
Wow, that's amazing.
So the way they came to her and had her do it, entirely different. I think I was probably the only one who had a million auditions because they didn't know me from anything.
Oh wow! So you really worked for that part.
I did.
Compared to I'm not gonna say they didn't work, but you went the extra mile on us.
I had to like show them something.
Show and prove.
And they wanted to. Apparently, Brandon Tartikoff, the president of NBC at the time, when we were doing that final network, those auditions, he turned to Andy and Susan Borowitz, who created the show, and he said, "I think we should get rid of the sister character." I don't know we don't really need that character. And they were like, wait, just wait till this girl comes in. This was what Andy told me this later, Andy Borowitz. And I came in and I did my take on it, and afterward he said, "Oh, okay, I get it," because I was coming in with something a little bit different,
right.
With all the affectation.
I think you were perfect for the part, though, being that it wasn't. I mean, it's set in the Bel Air, right? Yeah. So it's like, and then like, it's funny that you mentioned that because even I think correct me if I'm wrong, even Will Smith, that they said that like in the beginning, they're like, he's not an actor, like
he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't. I mean, the first 5 episodes. You probably heard Will was mouthing our lines back to us. So, but Will's kind of, he's memorizing the whole script.
Yeah.
Not just his lines. But he didn't do it in the first week of rehearsal. He didn't do it until we were taping. And I came into my first scene and I am so nervous. I was like praying for an earthquake or something to happen. So I didn't have to walk out there. I was so nervous. I walk out. Say my lines, Daddy, I need $300. Then I give it to James, and he goes, "Will, Hillary, your cousin Will's here," or maybe my mom said it. And I turn, and I look at him, and I say hi, and then I go back to my dad and say anything. And when I did the exchange with Will, he says something to me, and I said something back to him, and he mouthed my lines as I said them. And he had never done that before, not until we're in front of a studio audience, and my knees are shaking. He starts mouthing my lines back, and I'm looking at him like, "What are you doing?"
He saved you that day.
No, he scared the heck out of me. It threw me so much. I was looking at him like, "What are you doing?"
Cut.
And I froze because I didn't know what are you doing? You're mouthing my lines back. He didn't realize he was doing it, and I just froze. And I looked at James, and James looked at me like, "Uh-oh," and he kind of looked away because he knew what happened. He knew that I just went blank. And so I was the first person to just completely mess up on.
So then he messed up your whole flow.
It was Will's fault.
Oh, damn, Will, you killed the flow.
No, it's very funny if you watch the first, especially the episode with Don Cheadle. There are some shots where it is just in your face where you're watching the two of them, a shot with the two of them.
Yeah.
And Don's talking to Will right in his face, and Will's just mouthing it the whole time. It's very funny. But once I told him.
He didn't realize it?
No, I was like, you gotta stop doing that. You're not, and I told him, and he had no idea he was doing it. But like I said, Will, he's memorizing the whole thing.
He's probably nervous too, because he's
nervous because it was all new to him. He wants to do a great job. He's incredibly professional, works very hard. So he memorized everything. He just didn't know that when the time came, he was mouthing everybody's lines.
That's awesome.
But he stopped. As soon as he was told, he cut it out.
I can't believe that's good to know. I didn't even that goes to show he really wanted to be an actor. Well,
you've seen where he's gone.
Yeah, I know. Look at him now. Yeah. That's amazing. So all right, we get through the audition, you get the part. And, Hillary Banks obviously is like such a memorable character in the show. I think it's one of the key characters. If you watch the show, you're like, you got to know who Hillary Banks is, right? But how much of your personal personality came from you versus the writers?
Oh, well, when the character was first written, which is why Brandon Tartikoff probably wanted to get rid of it, the character, it was really thinly written. I mean, the description was she's a model type. And so that was all they said, was she was a model type. And then you got from the lines that she liked to name drop and hang out with celebrities like Bruce and Demi. And,
gotcha.
And it was very superficial. So you got that. But there wasn't a whole lot there. I wasn't a model type. And so I had to kind of come up with what made this character work for me. And so when I started doing the whole talking like this and being kind of this spoiled, lazy, Southern California thing, because I grew up in Southern California. Right. I grew up at the beach, not the valley. So everyone always says valley girl, not quite. But I kind of had my own idea of making fun of that thing and of the rich girl things. I went to Santa Monica High School, and there were a lot of kids from Malibu that went there, and
snotty kids, entitled.
It was very easy to think they were, right? I mean, I didn't really know, but you kind of had this assumption, especially when they pull up in big, beautiful red convertible car to the parking lot of school. You're like, so you have this, your mind goes somewhere. So I took that idea of that person, plus a little of my friend Leanne, a little bit of my cousin Garland, and I put them in a blender. And
so you gave your own little sauce.
Hillary was born, and it just
like
stuck.
it.
Yeah, it just kind of worked.
That's amazing. So, like, who out of all the cast members, because, you know, you had James Avery, Tatiana Ali, like, so many great actors in the show. Who was, like, your favorite character that you would, like, lean more, like, towards, or, like, they were just easy to work with, more or less? Who would you say?
I mean, everybody was. And that was the magic of the show, is that we were like a well-oiled machine.
Nice.
Or like a team who just, you know, you threw the ball this way, I caught it behind my back. I tossed it to you under my legs, and you caught it. And I mean, we were, right away, we worked like this, like
That's
ping,
wild.
ping, 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 ping. And there's nothing like it. I mean, it's a real high to work with people that you just, with comedy, because timing is such a thing. Yeah. I think one of the masters of it, without a doubt, is Alfonso Ribeiro.
Really?
Master.
That is crazy.
I mean, I loved working. I mean, James, I really, really, really loved working with. I loved working with everybody. Every time I think of a different person. I think of Joe Marcel. I think of Janet Hubert. Gosh, everybody. But Alfonso, I think, is a comic genius.
Really?
I do.
I'm surprised did he do stand-up? Or
No, but he's not a stand-up.
Okay.
He's an actor.
He's great at what he does.
He's an actor. He does, I will say, with the America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah, I know.
And Dance with the Stars. Like, he's perfectly suited in that stuff, because his instincts are so good that he elevates any material that they give him.
Yeah.
And he's able to kind of run with his impulses, which really makes the show, it just lifts the show up a notch.
Right.
He's just a natural for that. But as an actor in the right part, Carlton, and people are wrong to think he is Carlton. He is not Carlton at all.
You know, it's funny. I had seen some footage of him in the tunnel back in the day, and they're like, Alfonso's hood? Like, he was acting hood. I was like, this is crazy.
People always trip when they hear him, because his New York accent comes out really. He's got a really heavy accent. But he's just, his timing, he does stuff. Sometimes he would turn to a director and say, was it too much? Is it too much? Because he would go all the way there. And sometimes over the top. Yeah. But if it makes you laugh.
If it works, don't fix it, right?
Let's go there. Now, he was genius. He came up with things. I don't know if you ever saw the episode where he thinks Will makes him think that he killed Lisa, Nia Long's character. And he screams, runs out of the kitchen, and he ends up going through all of the sets. They played it in the bloopers. Yeah. He runs through he shows up on the college elevator. He runs across, he comes back through the kitchen and drags himself across the
I gotta watch that one. No, I didn't see that one.
He runs up into the bleachers with the audience, and the cameras are just following him go up into the bleachers. He went nuts. I don't think I've ever laughed so hard in my life. He just started doing this madness because he just got the spirit.
That's what he got. That's it's in him already, right? That's crazy. That's amazing. And then back to Will Smith. Did you ever think, like, going from the Fresh Prince, that he was going to become the global sensation that he is now?
No, I mean, wow. I had a hard time seeing past the studio audience. Like, we did the show in front of 300-ish people, right? And it felt to me like we were doing a play for these people, and this was really fun, you guys. Take our bow, we're done. Let's go out and get drinks and have dinner. Yeah. And we'd do that. And then I felt like it was done. And then Monday would come and I'd go, oh, time to record the show. It's actually on air. And I would watch it. It's on TV. And I'd watch it. And it was hard to grasp that it was being played around the country, let alone around the world when that happened, to decades later. All of it was nothing I could have fathomed. I just couldn't have imagined.
At the moment, right?
When it was happening, let alone, not that I didn't think Will was incredibly charismatic. I mean, no one could deny Will's charm. Yeah. He's got it like most people dream of having, right? Even an ounce of it. He walks into a room and he's incredibly smart. He's just really bright. He's a sponge. If he's interested in something, he's gonna, he's just like, like he wanted to be a good actor. Yeah. So it was just, he was just gonna make that happen because he's just gonna figure it out.
With timing, right? Everything's possible in practice, more or less.
And if you care and you're that bright. And he was very bright, very charismatic. But I still wasn't thinking like he's gonna just like take off like that. So when it started happening, it was a little bit like, whoa, he's ours in a way. It was like he's our Will, and now the world is all responding to him and wants to have a hold of him. It was kind of weird.
Because I feel like even off camera, it feels like you guys are an actual family. Like the chemistry was amazing. Yeah. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we are very much like a family. When we see each other, it's like we just pick up where we left off.
Yeah.
You know, we can go, some of us go for a long time without seeing each other. I'm lucky enough to get to see most of the cast periodically. Right. But I don't live in California anymore, so that's harder.
That's tough. Yeah.
Will's off in Saturn or something.
Yeah.
So he's harder.
Skydiving, doing these amazing things.
Right? So he's harder, but and Alf's so busy. But still, like, we are very much like family, and we were right away.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Because you have shows and then like you hear behind the scenes, this person doesn't like that person. Yeah, no. You've never heard any of that stuff with the Fresh Prince.
We were good.
That's amazing. So basically you do the Fresh Prince. Now I want to get into the movie side of things, right? So now you start in Major Payne, Class Act, which is amazing because that was one of my favorite movies growing up as well. Ladies Man. Which movie did you enjoy working on the most and why? I know it's probably a tough question, but I gotta challenge you a little bit today.
I am going to say Major Payne.
Really?
Because I mean, I had a really good time on the other films as well. They're comedies. Yeah. They're funny. I worked with funny people. I met a lot of really great people. But Damon Wayans is really out of his mind.
He's brilliant too, right?
And he talk about a crazy comedian. He is so funny and so surprising. He would do things what I just did not see coming. And you're not in a situation. I'm in a situation where I can just blow the take.
Yeah.
So you're sitting there on camera and he surprises you.
You don't want to laugh, right?
You can't laugh. You can't laugh. You can't. And
was it hard? I gotta ask that too because a lot of people they always say, "Imagine working with this person. Like you won't be able to get through the scene." Like, is it one of those moments
with
like
him? That? Yeah. Because the thing is, with Fresh Prince, mind you, you see from the bloopers, we had moments. We definitely had moments. But if you are rehearsing all week, right? I mean, lines change here and there, so sometimes that can really make it hard when a line is fresh and you're not used to it. You're going to want to laugh when it happens if it's funny to you. But with Damon on Major Payne, we weren't rehearsing for a week. And then so you'd be in there, and also he's a stand-up. He wants to he's going to try something fresh. He's going to try something new, and he's not going to tell anybody. So he would do stuff sometimes on camera, and I would all but die. I'm sitting there like, oh my gosh, I can't mess up this tape. And it got to where he ended up having to put like a scrim in front of me to block me, so he didn't have to look at my face because he could see my face about to give. Oh, and he's like, she's gonna mess me up because he could see me just like crumbling. Yeah, but that was really, really fun.
What was the back in those? Because nowadays it's amazing how movies are done so quick and they go straight to streaming and stuff like that. Yeah. What was the process like back then? I gotta ask that real quick because
I don't know they still make movies the way they made them.
Oh, they still do. Okay, so it's not faster.
I mean, it might be. I'm not in the business now. Although I do, when I talk to my friends, they always tell me the only direction I got was faster. Say it faster. Yeah. So, that's funny to me. But I don't know. We just, we were like with that one and with not Class Act, but with because we shot in LA on Paramount a lot, I think. But with Ladies Man and Major Payne, we were on location. And so you're on location and you knock it out in like a couple months or whatever. Yeah.
That's crazy. How was the red carpet moments? Did you enjoy those moments?
I don't like those.
No? Oh, wow, that's good to know.
You won't see a lot of me on red carpet. Because for one, not that I did a lot of stuff for that anyway, but if I go to somebody else's stuff, I'm always like, is there a way to go around? Wow. Is there a way to go around here? I don't like that whole stop and pose for Karyn over here. And you're like, do you see?
It's too much, right?
Smile, and you're like turning. And I remember once it was cold, and I had a dress on, halter, sleeveless dress on, and I had a big coat over it, and it was cold. I'm walking in, and they're like, drop the coat, drop the
Oh
coat.
my God, I was gonna say, did they tell you to take it
They
off?
want to see the outfit, right?
Oh
And
my
that's how
God.
that stuff goes. And I felt so silly. I was
Yeah.
like, it's cold. I mean, you mean just drop the coat. That's so unnatural. You know, now here I am not catching on.
You're like going back and forth with the paparazzi. Like, no.
Like, what? Yeah, I'm like, and then finally I just being silly, I flashed it off like flash, like silly. Of course, all the cameras, and that's the shot they use, and it looks like I'm like flashing and being very.
Oh God, yeah, that's another problem. Then you get those magazines.
Like, the context is kind of weird, and it ended up like on cover of a rag, like a
National Enquirer and all that stuff.
I'm like, all right, this is enough of this.
Yeah,
I just want to. If I want to go to these things, I want to go and have a good time. I don't want to be scrutinized.
Because I could tell even from your vibe, like as soon as you walked in, and when I met you at the Death Spot that they re-showed it, like you're very low key, very humble. You know, like some people they don't want all that. Like it seems like you're like, I don't want to be in the spotlight like that. You know,
no, I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't like
it's too
it.
much.
I mean, it's unnatural, and it's a whole other thing. I'm just not into milking this some manufactured thing. Some people, they understand that's part of the thing, and they just know how to lean into it and how to do it well, and they're okay, and that's fine. I give it up to you. You know how to handle that. I'm so not good at that.
Yeah,
stuff. I'm just. Yeah.
I love it. So, all right, now I want to transition a little bit. So, what was the decision, more or less, or maybe you always were writing? What made you decide, all right, I did the acting thing. It was cool. Did a few movies, did the show. What made you want to become an author full time? When did that happen?
It was after The Fresh Prince. I guess my friends say I was always writing. I grew up with a librarian mom. I spent a lot of time in the library.
Wow.
And I love to read, but I didn't think of myself as a writer ever. And then after the show was off the air, a friend of mine really pushed me to go to a writing class with a writer and teacher in Santa Monica City College, a guy named Jim Crusoe.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, no, I'm serious. You have to take his class. You have to take his class. So
he's that good? He was
yeah, she was insisting. And so I said, okay, I'll do it. It sounded interesting, and she was really hell-bent on it. And so I went, and I did it. And I fell in love with it. Instantly.
Wow.
He was such a good teacher. It was so interesting. He had us reading a lot of short story works. And I was in very different kinds of stuff, but also his exercises that he gave. So the reading was really interesting and great.
Yes.
But then the exercises he would give us were so stimulating and challenging and fun that I quickly became that person in class. And I don't think anyone in class knew that I was from Fresh Prince.
Yeah. They didn't know at all?
No, I mean, I didn't, out of context, no makeup, going back in the class with like jeans and whatever.
Coming in normal, right?
Nobody was, they weren't thinking I was like Hillary Banks there. I didn't even know if these people even knew the show. And my teacher didn't know. But I quickly became the person who, he'd give us an assignment. I'd come back with 5. Here, I did 5 different versions of the assignment because now all that energy that I had of being on the show.
Acting.
Yeah, I didn't have a family yet, so I had plenty of energy.
You had time too, right?
I was just writing and loving it. And I also was that person in class because I wasn't doing it for any credit or anything.
Right.
A lot of the people, I was a little insensitive.
So you had something to prove, right? More or less? Like you felt like you did?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I didn't. I just was doing it for myself and my love of it.
Okay.
But unfortunately, I sometimes was a little selfish, not thinking. And I would say at the end of class when he was dismissing us, I was quick to be like, "You didn't give us any homework yet."
Oh my God! Here we go again. Yeah.
Everyone's looking at me like, "What's the matter with you?" But I was living for it. I loved it, and so that's when it first started to really. That was when the bug bit me, and I also started doing. It became very much like my introduction to acting because when I started acting, I would go to coffee shops and I would people watch and I would take notes and then I would try to bring their behavior that I had observed into my scenes in class. So now
it all comes together, right?
So now as a writer, I was back to going to these little cafes and coffee shops and people watching and taking notes and trying to bring those behaviors into my writing.
That's amazing. That's interesting, actually.
So it was all, but it's all the same, right? Because it's character, it's storytelling, and it's character observation and developing these characters. I did it as an actor, I did it. I do it as a writer, and I really enjoy it. It's my favorite part.
And then more or less at this, I'm not trying to give your age out there to those, but how old are you at this moment, more or less? We're like, and you're still in your 20s, 30s? Where are you at in life?
Prince ended. Let's do the math. I hate to say it. It's probably around 30-ish because Fresh Prince, it was right after Fresh Prince. I was 22 when we started the show.
Yep.
So I was 28 when it ended, I guess, 28, 29.
Well, I felt like it was longer. They had like more seasons. I felt like
6.
Fresh Prince was like 10 years.
6.
Wow.
6. And then we stopped because, Will was up in the stratosphere someplace. And so he came down to tell us that we're going to finish this 5th season out. And then we're going to do one more. And that'll be it. So,
which is the iconic episode, right? When the house is empty. That was a moment. Like,
that was really sad.
To this day, people cry like they watched that. Yeah.
It was really hard because I remember I was like, don't walk out. Like, do something. Like, mess up your line.
Yeah, change it.
Stumble. Tap dance. Like, don't walk out because once you walk out, it's done. And my feet just kept going. And I remember thinking, you're walking out. You're walking out. Don't walk out. And then I was off the set. I was like,
That's it. It's over.
Can't do anything about it now.
That's amazing. So, right, you're in your 30s more or less. Start writing. You basically grow a newfound passion. Even though you were writing before, you say you were taking notes for the acting thing and all that stuff. But this is like your new thing now. You're like, you know what? I want to go full force with this.
I didn't know that I wanted to go full force
not yet.
with it. I mean, I did privately. Okay. I wasn't telling people that.
Oh, okay. So it's like a hidden gem you had for now.
I think I was really afraid people wouldn't take me seriously. Because I was an actor for so long. That was my identity. You're an actress. You're an actress.
Yeah.
And on top of it, I played Hillary. I was known for Hillary. Yeah. Like Hillary read a book, wrote something. I don't know.
Stop stereotyping, right? That's when it goes to those.
Yeah, I think it was hard to not. I was really afraid of being dismissed.
Got you. Okay, you were probably. It seems like you have these moments where you're a lot in your head, right? Even you said when you were auditioning and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Like, yeah, it's
I don't think I'm alone in that.
Yeah, it's even me at time. Well, obviously, right? Everybody, but like, so what I'm trying to lead into is like, when did you like create Sweet Blackberry, and what was like the very first story that you wanted to tell?
Oh, Sweet Blackberry. Yeah, Sweet Blackberries, that's my organization, my nonprofit. And my mom, like I said before, my mom was a librarian all through my growing up. And then as an adult, she was still a librarian, and she would call me sometimes.
Gotcha.
And she would tell me stories she came across that she was archiving information or things from. And she told me the story of Henry Box Brown, an enslaved man who literally mailed himself in a box to his freedom.
Wow.
He lived in Virginia, and he came home one day, and his wife and family had been sold away.
Oh,
and he was devastated because he asked his the slave owner, his master, to not when he first brought her there, and he was falling in love with her. He asked if he please not to sell her because he wanted to marry her. And
so like the Django kind of thing. You remember? You seen the Django? Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a promise. He was promised, but he came home one day, and his family was all sold away, and it was devastating. And I read my mom told me the story, and I couldn't believe this story was true and that I had never heard it. Everyone I told said, wow, I never heard that.
I was going to ask if it was a real story.
It's a true story. He spent the rest of his life traveling the world telling this story because he had a box built, and it was shipped from Virginia to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, so that across state lines, when it successfully crossed state lines, and they met him and opened the box, he was free. And that really happened. And I just thought, this is an amazing story for children about determination, about courage and perseverance and triumph over, these horrible odds. And so I wanted to tell the story, but I'd make notes about it, and then I'd forget about it. And then I'd make notes, and then I'd go back and hang out with my friends and forget about it. And this went on for years until I was pregnant with my first child. And I started thinking a lot about supplementing her education. Like, what are they teaching kids in school? What do I want to teach her? What is my responsibility? And I kept talking about Henry Box Brown's story. And my husband's like, you need to stop talking about about all this.
He was over it already.
You need to do this. My husband is a filmmaker. He's an independent filmmaker, so he waits for no one. He just
does it.
He writes, he gathers the crew.
Shout out to him.
He makes it happen. So he's like, you got to make this happen.
Did he put like the battery in your bag more or less? Like, listen, stop talking, just do it.
Foot in my ass.
See, I wanted to be politically correct, which we usually don't.
So I got moving, and I just started asking people, like telling people what I want to do, asking them what they knew and who they knew and how could get something done. And people, when you do that, what's really nice is that I was so passionate about it, and everyone, that it rubs off. People get excited and they want to help. And people that have no idea how to help go, well, I think I have a cousin who's an illustrator, and I think I know someone who's an animator, and I think I know someone who's this. And next thing you know, instead of making the books, I was making a short animated film.
Oh, because this you was a producer. I was reading. I was like, she's a producer.
Yeah. So
all right.
we've done 4 films.
Gotcha.
The first one was The Journey of Henry Box Brown. Alfre Woodard, the actress and amazing actress, narrated it. And after that, we've done 3 other stories, and we've had Chris Rock, Queen Latifah, Lawrence Fishburne. They've all narrated the stories. Is cool. And they're wonderful. I'm really proud of them. But that's how Sweet Blackberry started. But I always wanted to do books. And Little Brown, after they published my first book, How High the Moon, they took interest in publishing the Sweet Blackberry stories.
Got you, because everything's a process in life, right? You really got to stick with it.
Yeah, you don't know where it's going. I mean, the thing is, I was always doing it I genuinely wanted to get these stories out to kids. Yeah. And so that's been my motor. That's what moved me in that direction. I mean, my writing is a mixed bag. It's it's partially my own creative thing as well. So yeah, you stick with the true thing is that gets you going, and you end up someplace.
It's amazing that you were speaking about, because I am like a huge book collector. Like, I have so many books in my house, but like I just don't have time to read them, and that's my biggest problem. But like, I love books. Like, I'll see books and I'm like, oh, this book's, I'm just gonna grab it. And cause I'm like, one day I'm gonna have a nice library in my house, and I'll finally sit down and read them. How long, I've always wondered this, like, to write a book, more or less, like, to complete it, how long does it take, more or less? I mean, I know it's not like a time frame, but like,
it depends. Yeah. It definitely depends. I mean, so funny. I visit kids. I visit classrooms around the country all the time. Talk to kids, and inevitably one of them will say, "How long does it take you to write your books?"
It's a good question, right?
So they want to know how long the novels, because I do picture books, obviously as well. But the novels, the middle grade novels, and YA, they want to know, how long did it take to write that? And they all just about die when I tell them, well, probably about 3 years.
I was going to say a few years, right? Yeah.
For them, that's a lifetime.
Yeah. Especially nawadays. They want everything in seconds.
No. You have to understand, from inception, from the moment that I first thought, think of it, to the whole process of writing it, and then the editing it, my multiple drafts. Yeah. And then you have, if you have a publisher involved, or good people that you trust, that are going to get into the nitty gritty and edit, or copy editors and proofreaders. Those are more edits, to carefully make sure mine are
properly done.
Yeah, and mine are historical fiction, so they take place at a real time in history and deal with some real things in history. And so you want to make sure that young people are reading these; they're reading the truth of the characters. May be fictional, but the events that are happening in the background, the setting, need to be accurate.
Gotcha. And then it gotta like make sense, right? It has to have a storyline, right?
Because you got to make your story.
Can't be all over the place.
You have to be consistent. Yeah, you have to.
It's gotta go intro, body, conclusion,
absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
I like it. What's funny? Because I took my daughter to see Harry Potter, the musical, and like I was thinking like how J.K. Rowling, like all these books that she wrote, like look what. It's crazy, like
she's an empire.
Yeah, hopefully you'll get there. I got faith that you're gonna get there.
That was wild. Those became. I mean, the books were a sensation, and then the films were another new sensation, and now they're doing
amazing.
It just keeps going.
It's crazy. So, like, what about like how do you go like about researching more or less and selecting the historical figures that you add the spotlight to? Like, how do you go about that?
Well, in the Sweet Blackberry stories, you're talking about the Sweet Blackberry stories,
yes.
The people that we highlight. There's so many, and of course, over the years of doing Sweet Blackberry, so many more have come to my attention, or I've been excited about. One of the things that Sweet Blackberry, our mission is to bring little known stories in Black history to kids, in American history, really.
Right.
So I try to stick with people that they have probably not heard about.
Gotcha.
I think like we did this Henry Box Brown story, but also Garrett Morgan, who invented the traffic signal, as well as the gas mask and other things. But our story focuses on the traffic signal. We did we did Janet Collins, the first Black prima ballerina. I literally found out about her the first time when I read her obituary in the New York Times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then you started looking into her life?
Yeah, and I always kind of had that. She was always back in the back of my mind. And so when I started doing Sweet Blackberry, I started researching further. But then we also did Bessie Coleman, the first Black female pilot, Black and Cherokee pilot, aviator.
Is that the one that they did the movie about? They had a movie about the Black female crew that they were like the first pilots. I think Taraji.
You're thinking of Hidden Figures.
Yes.
Yes. No, that's not Bessie Coleman.
Bessie
Coleman was an aviator, but there has been stuff out about her. And when I started researching, and I love her story, I didn't find out about her story until I was an adult, and I did a play, and I played her in the play, and she would come to the character of Bessie Coleman, would come to the lead character in her dreams. And so that's the first time I found out about her, was when I had to play her, and I didn't know anything about her. And so I loved her story. The more I learned about it. She was a pilot before Amelia Earhart. She got her pilot's license before Amelia Earhart. We know all about Amelia Earhart, but people don't know about Bessie.
This is interesting.
But then I started seeing little things about her here and there, and I thought, oh, maybe people know about Bessie Coleman. And then I would bring her up, and people would say, oh, Bessie Smith? Yeah, I know her. And I'm like, no, that's the singer, And it turned out fewer people actually, even though there was information out there, fewer people actually did know who she was. Mm. And so I wanted to get her story done, and I did the book and the film, the animated film with Lawrence Fishburne, which was great.
What's the name of the film?
It's Flying Free.
I gotta check that out.
The book is called Flying Free, how Bessie Coleman, and I think the film is the Bessie Coleman, is Flying Free, the Bessie Coleman story, and the book is Flying Free, how Bessie Coleman's dreams took flight.
Nice.
And and it's great. And now Bessie Coleman she's been a stamp, postage stamp.
Since you put out the movie?
I don't remember if it was right around the same time, but she's been on a postage stamp. That was actually right before. But she's since been on a quarter.
That's amazing.
The back of a quarter. Now Barbie has a doll of her.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you feel like you were maybe the reason?
No.
No, you don't want to take no credit.
No, I wasn't. Like I said, there had been some things out there about her, and I think it just was timely. It was just a thing of time.
The universe aligns, right?
Yes, it definitely does. Sometimes people push other people along and things. People hear things, sure, but not with Bessie. I'm not taking credit for that one. I'm just happy to have been also getting the message out.
That's amazing. Now, how do you balance more or less the accuracy, the historical accuracy when you're making these stories, and try to make it more I want to say fun and engaging for the kids?
That's always been key for me. I hated history as a kid.
Yeah, it's boring, right? Who cares about George Washington? I'm like, oh, snore. It's
the pages of the books were the writing was really small, the pictures are black and white, and you're just like, I want to fall asleep.
It's too much.
This is and it's just memorize these dates. And I'm like, this isn't important to me. And so when I started Sweet Blackberry, one of the things I really wanted to do was I wanted to reach kids where they are.
Gotcha.
I want to speak to you. I want this to hit you or you are, not over your head, because us adults are telling you this is important and you don't get the relevance. I want it to make sense. Also, let's face it, if you plant the seeds, that just gives them enough. Engage them enough. As they get older, they'll be like, oh, I know about her, and they'll look up a little more.
They'll go back into
find
it
a little more, right? Well, let's just drop the seeds now while we can. That was always important. And I also thought, the way we tell fairy tales to kids, like Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah.
We know everything
classic.
about Little Red Riding Hood, right?
Definitely.
It's just a story. Yeah. Why don't we tell the stories of some of these people in history the same way? Let's just pick the parts of it that are really engaging and hit the kids with that.
Absolutely.
You know, Janet Collins wanted to dance. She loved to dance. She was so great. And then she went and the Russian ballet said, we want you to dance with us. And no one had ever asked a black person before. They said, but you have to do it in whiteface.
Wow. Yeah.
And then she said, I can't do that. And she turned it down. And then her aunt told her, work hard. And she ended up working hard enough to become the first black prima ballerina, the first black performer at the, she got the Donaldson Award, signifying Best Dancer on Broadway. First black regular performer at the Met, before Marian Anderson. It's like you just find the things that get kids to go, oh. And
intrigues them, right?
Yeah, bring them along. And then eventually they'll as they get a little older, they'll say, hey, I know that story. I know who she is. And they'll research a little more and they'll come into the world with that. And,
you must read a lot, right? I'm assuming. How many books do you read a week?
A week? Oh. No, that's not me. I wish I was that.
There's people that read.
I know. David Bowie was reading it's like I don't know if it was a book a day or a book a week. It was something ridiculous. And I know people that read like that.
That's amazing.
Read like that. I'm not one of them.
Yeah.
But I do love to read.
You love to read. I got it.
I do. I wish I read more.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Audiobooks is where I end up getting, if I'm really getting,
I was gonna say a lot of people like audiobooks now.
Well, I can get a lot more reading in if I'm driving, if I'm washing dishes and I got a book going like that, I'll get a lot more in. Right now I'm currently reading like a book though. I don't have it on my I don't have it on my phone.
I literally like to, I don't know what it is. I call me old school, old fashioned. I need the book. Like I can't audio.
Me too.
Book,
I always have both.
Yeah.
So Audible makes money off me because I want to go get that actual book and hold it in my hand.
Yeah.
Even if I'm listening, I want to be able to go back and forth because
Absolutely.
I like to look at the print and hold the book.
Do you ever plan on writing more, like maybe switching it up and doing books or writing books for adults, or just keeping it the way it is?
I imagine that I will. I mean, I've done picture books. I'm doing picture books. I have a couple picture books with Scholastic that are coming out next year.
Nice. Give us some exclusives here. I want to hear it.
Oh, those are exciting. I can't talk about the books exactly yet.
I tried.
But they're not Sweet Blackberry books. Yeah. They're entirely different. And
Gotcha.
I'm very excited about both of them.
Nice.
I've done a couple middle grade books, How High the Moon and Clouds Over California. Those were novels. And then I have a new YA novel, young adult novel. It's a little older. Right. Coming out next June.
What's the name of that book?
It's called Blue Beach.
Nice. But I've been wanting to do this all episode. I gotta give it exclusive. I like it. So Blue Beach is this is in 2026.
It comes out in June.
June 2026. Yeah. Okay. And then what is, can you tell us more or less what that book is about?
That takes place in 1929.
Yeah.
In Santa Monica, California, at the only black beach in California.
Really?
Yeah. And it's and the protagonist, the main character, Blue, her family owns the beach.
Nice.
And it's called Blue Beach. And a white debutante washes up dead on the shore of Blue Beach.
Oh boy.
And there's already a lot of contention.
You gave us enough. You gave us
around having a black beach. There's already, the neighbors are not crazy about it as it is. And now their white superstar that they love, the darling of the town, washes up dead on their beach.
Oh boy. So basically stay tuned for the book. Make sure you get it. That sounds really good, actually.
Well, I have for you.
Oh, I like it.
A copy.
Oh my goodness! So this is the book that's actually.
This is it. This is an advanced reader copy.
Amazing.
Yeah. So this is brand new. This is really cool.
So I got it months before it's gonna drop.
It doesn't come out till June, but there's your copy.
Oh my goodness!
And I'll sign it. I haven't signed it yet. I'll sign it before I leave.
I am so honored right now. I got the can I say I have the first copy?
You do.
I do? Oh, this is amazing. This is so cool. Okay, and how long did it take you to write this one? I gotta ask.
I mean, did it take 3 years? It's possible that it took me 2.5, 3 years. I don't know the whole process. I have to pay more attention to that stuff, but it's I've been maybe a couple of years.
This is so amazing. This is exciting. I'm excited. Oh my God, that's so cool. So now I gotta ask, right? Eventually, do you see? Well, you did say that. So Sweet Blackberry. I want to go back into that. is it already? You did films with Sweet Blackberry already and stuff like that, and TV?
Yeah, well, I've done with Sweet Blackberry. We did 4 short animated films.
Okay,
and we have done 2 books with Little Brown has published 2 of our books, and Scholastic is actually acquiring them as well, acquiring those books to introduce back into the education sphere, so that the educational tools.
Yeah, my daughter still brings me the pamphlet every like couple months. She's like, "Dad, you got to order me some books."
Oh yeah,
I'm such a bad dad, though. I'll be like, "I'm not ordering. You got to read the books," because I'm old school like that. Yeah, but I gotta encourage him more. You know, I'm like $20 for a book.
Hey, if she wants to read,
you gotta do it, right?
Yeah, and then get the library card.
Yeah, I like. Let me take you to the library first, exactly, and then we'll see. Now, can people purchase your for those that aren't aware? Where can they purchase your books? I know on Amazon, obviously, right?
Sure, they can definitely do Amazon. But,
anywhere else?
You can do Barnes and Noble. I always encourage people, if you have a local independent bookseller, just tell them you want it. It does not take them long to order it. Just tell them, hey, do you have this book? If they say no, just say, and they'll say, you want us to order it for you? Yes.
Okay.
And usually it comes relatively fast. In terms of Blue Beach doesn't come out until June, but you can pre-order it now.
And that way you get the pre-orders.
So people can go ahead and get the independent bookseller and tell them to order it for you. And so you can get it, definitely when it comes out.
Put those orders in, everybody. I like it. Now I got a few more questions. I know we've been speaking, but this is so exciting today. So what's the craziest? I gotta go back into obviously, being Karyn Parsons. What's the craziest story like a fan has ever? Like, give me a crazy story like a fan has ever done when meeting you. Like they meet you and you're just like, like, really? Because some people could be annoying. I mean,
true. I can't say that I really remember any. I don't remember
anything crazy out of the order or weird.
Probably done. People, certainly have done things but I haven't really retained it. I know somebody recently, though, a young man got a tattoo of my signature. I was at a Comic-Con and I was there with Joseph Marcel, who plays Jeffrey the Butler, and we signed his arm. And he came back the next day and he got tattoos on both of us in the spots.
Oh my!
That was pretty impressive.
That was different. You're probably like, nice.
I'm like, okay.
He came back to show you the next day. Yo, that is wild.
Because he kept saying, "I'm going to get a tattoo of it. I'm going to get a tattoo." And we were like, "Ha ha." Is he going to get a tattoo? And he came back the next day. And he's like, "See."
That is wild.
It's serious, yeah.
Let me ask you this too, because a lot of people, and that's why every time when I meet someone who's obviously a celebrity and stuff like that, I always approach them in a manner like I don't just put a cam. A lot of stuff they don't like that people just come up to you now with cameras in your face and stuff. Like, does that happen to you
no,
at all?
No,
not really.
No, not much. I mean, I've had. I had once in Beverly. I don't go to Beverly Hills. I don't like Beverly Hills.
Really? I've never been. I've never been to California, by the way. I've been to Las Vegas, never been to Cali.
I lived in California for a long time. Did not go to Beverly Hills much because I've never liked it. That's just me. And I remember literally being outside of a restaurant waiting for a friend of mine. I don't know if they were inside or they're pulling up or what. And a car. It was such a corny, pulled up, snap picture of me and then drove away. And I was like, did that just happen? And that was kind of early paparazzi crazy.
Yeah.
Back when Britney Spears was being chased by the paparazzi time. It was around that time. And I was like, that was the weirdest thing. Like, number one, I don't know how you knew I was here.
Yeah.
But it was just this one lone and I had it in Providence, some like crazy looking picture of me got posted in something. And I was like, how did you? I look like
who took that?
I look like a total bag lady. It was a really bad picture, but
that was the one when they said that you were in town or something like that. Is that the one? Yeah,
somebody sent it to me, and I was like, "Oh, nice, thanks."
You couldn't ask me for a picture, right?
But it's like, or at least come on, you guys, just take a lot of pictures. One of them's got to be a little bit better than that.
Give me a good one there. I like it. I like it. So, what about educating and inspiring, because that's what we do here. Like, it happens to me all the time. Like, sometimes I might feel a little bit nervous about asking certain things, but when you do these interviews and stuff, is there anything off limits that you don't really like to talk about? Just for those watching, if they ever give you.
I mean, for me, there are things that I'm probably not going to want to get into. People get
Like political stuff, right? I would say
Probably,
stuff like that.
there's probably political stuff. There's probably stuff about people, personal stuff. It's just like, I don't need to talk about that.
Gossiping.
But, gossipy stuff, exactly. But I always tell people, it's like, you can ask whatever you want. I'm a big girl. I can just say, I'd rather not talk
decline.
about that. I mean, we're adults. I can just say, I don't have to be like, I'm walking out of here. I mean, if you keep at me, and I've said, please don't ask me about that, or please don't talk about that, and you're an insensitive person, then that's one thing. But otherwise, I can tell you no. And hopefully you can respect me. Yeah. If you don't respect me, that's a different.
That's when you get the walkout. We don't want that.
That's when people usually walk out. Is they feel like, okay, you're being disrespectful. I think you need to leave.
You've had it. There's been interviews that's like 10 seconds. Like, you've seen those guys.
Well, because what happens a lot is people have told them up front, or their publicists have told them up front, please don't talk about this. And then the person is a gotcha situation because they know that when they ask, they're going to have the person on camera. Yeah. They're going to ask them, and at least they're going to have them walking away. So they get that.
They want that viral moment, which is it worth it? Because now you just burned the bridge. That's how I see it.
It's like, you may have got a viral moment, but that wasn't cool.
Yeah,
you need to do that.
I like it. So looking back at your journey from the Fresh Prince to Sweet Blackberry, what are you most proud of today?
Oh, my kids.
Your kids?
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. I mean, I know in terms of career and all that stuff, what am I most proud of? I think my most proud moment was, in terms of career, was when I wrote my first book, when I wrote How High the Moon, and that was published. I guess I grew up in the library. You know, books are my thing. Like, you could always, anytime, I just drop me off at a local bookstore and I'll see you later. Time will go by. I will not know.
Was it surreal to see your book in
insane? And it was also, the book was inspired by my mom's growing up in the Jim Crow South, the segregated South. And so I wanted to take the backdrop of where she lived, and I wanted to see what it would be like if I stepped into her shoes. What would it be like for me growing up then? And so the character ended up being very different from my mom, very different from me. But a lot of the atmosphere, a lot of the setting was hers. And so she would look at it and she would go, wow, she would help me. I'd ask her questions and she'd answer them, and I'd put them in the book, and then she'd read it and go, I can't believe you did this. This is amazing. Wow. And for me, being able to give that to her was tremendous. And the way, talk about surreal. My mom, my book came out in March of 2019. My mom passed away in April.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
So, yeah, thank you.
May God rest her soul.
She was in the hospital with the book. She got to see it come out, and she was shaking it at every doctor and nurse that came through and going, did you see what my daughter did? She was so proud of me. She was such a huge support. I was an only child.
Yeah, me too. I'm an only child too. That's so crazy.
And so she was my big supporter. She was at she must have missed over the 6 years we did Fresh Prince. She maybe missed a handful of tapings.
Really?
She was there every Friday.
That's amazing.
She was always such a huge supporter. And for me to write the book, she was so proud of it. She was so excited that I had actually done this and proud of me. And so for me, for myself, for her, a book, I mean, acting, when I first got Fresh Prince, that was incredible. Yeah. But to make this novel happen and for her to see it, that was definitely my biggest.
That is amazing. And it's like, you ever believe, like, I don't know if you can agree, but like they say sometimes, when they're like, oh, when it's my time to go, I'll go. But like there's certain things that need. So it's funny you just said this. Like, I don't want to get too off topic, but my uncle he was like my idol, right? He was like the most successful person in my family. Rest in peace to him. But like, every time I see him, I just like, he was like the guy, like I was inspired by him all the time. Never hung out with him because he was such a busy person. He owned like a few businesses, whatever. And then like the final year, he ended up committing suicide, which is one. But like the final year before he did that, we hung out the most I've ever hung out with him my entire life, which is, you know what I mean? But like, I feel like, beautiful. Yeah. And you said that your mom passed, the book was already out. She got to read it. It's
right.
You don't believe in that? Like,
I do think that there's definitely something there.
Yeah. That is so crazy. I just had a moment when you were talking about that.
Yeah, no,
That was amazing.
I get it.
So now I gotta ask, right? Because now you're living in Rhode Island. So far, what do you like most about Rhode Island? And like, what are some things that you enjoy doing in the Ocean State? I gotta ask. You know, we got good food, some of the best
The
cuisine out
restaurants
here.
are good. I know. The restaurants are good. There are a lot of restaurants. It's so funny immediately. I'm just gonna go down the list.
And we're the smallest state on the map. You know?
I know. That's one of the things I remember from my childhood, learning my geography. It's tiny.
Yeah.
Gosh, I mean, I love. What do I love? I love walking along the river. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it I love it in the daytime, but I love it at night. It's gorgeous. It just sparkles. I love
At nighttime?
walking over the bridge. Yeah.
Really?
Walk over the bridge and it's like sparkling, and there's this great, when the weather is right, there's this drum band that plays and the kids dance and everybody.
Are you talking about the pedestrian bridge?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot going on over there in the summer. It's really fun.
I love it. It's so alive. And in the summer, I'm out a lot. I'm not around in town as often as I'd like to be, but whenever I am, it seems like there's so much going on.
Yeah.
And, I love the food. Like I said, I love walking. We walk along the river a lot, and it's just gorgeous.
Yep.
I've met so many great people. I love Dolores. I have to be careful.
Shout outs to Dolores.
I have to be careful when I go there. They don't, too many tequila shots.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's funny? I was gonna get you champagne, but I'm like, I don't know if she drinks.
No,
we're living in an age of people don't drink or they don't smoke. So like, let me just keep it. Oh my God, I'm such a bad host. This was I bring you water and I bring you some drinks here. So feel free to
What is this?
This is actually my good luck charm.
Oh my gosh.
It's not voodoo or anything, but like, I always keep him. It's just been a thing where like every episode he's there, and I feel like I don't know, it's just been.
Does he have a name yet?
What's funny? He actually doesn't.
Gogu?
Say we'll call him Gogu.
All right, Gogu.
Yeah, but and you know what's funny? They've been telling me to dress him up, like put a little sombrero on him on the Cinco de Mayo. Halloween's around the corner. Are you a big Halloween type of person or not?
Big Halloween. I mean, I usually do something.
Yeah. Well, you got the kids, right?
I definitely have candy for the kids. No, my kids are big.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
full grown.
so I'll just be probably, greeting trick-or-treaters or something.
But you won't be dressing up, I'm assuming, right?
All right.
I
haven't given any thought.
I'm nosy. I gotta know these things.
I haven't given any thought, but I mean, I've been definitely in New York. We used to go.
Oh, we have the best holiday parade.
Oh, yeah, so fun. We used to get out. The kids were little too, so we would all dress up and get out in the streets.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, what advice would you give to someone who wants to become an actress or an author? What would you tell them?
Well, I mean, whatever it is you're doing, be sure you're doing it for the love of it, for the joy. I have to say that more than ever to people, just because so many people we're in an age where a lot of people are looking at fame first. Yeah. And then they're giving it a name like, I'm going to be an actor. And it's really, they just want to be famous. But if you really want to, because that's empty. I just have to say, and I know that there are a lot of people who are doing things and becoming famous, but if you look behind the veil,
are they happy?
Curtain, you're gonna see, there ain't a whole lot going on there. It's not a fulfilling way to live your life. But if you do have something you love, like if you love acting, act. Yeah. So try to get into plays, try to get into theater, try to be in acting workshops where you can be working on stuff all the time. Yeah. And just doing, and so don't worry as much about getting an agent and trying to get in a movie and all that stuff. It will start to come. But the most important thing anyway is that when that opportunity comes, that you're ready to blow people away. Right. That you're ready to take it and do something with it.
And own it, right?
Own it. Yeah. And also be doing it for the joy of the thing, because also you don't know how long it's going to be before anything happens. If anything really happens big for you. There are a lot of actors we know now who didn't get their break
until later on, right? I was going to say that.
Until way later. And some people never get their break. But if you love what you're doing throughout, then you're fulfilled throughout.
That's what matters most.
Yeah. So just keep working on it, getting better and better at what you do. Enjoy what you're doing. Same with writing. If you love to write and read. read, 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 read. That's the best teacher you can have.
I like that.
Is to read and read lots of different things and write. Just like make it a regular practice. I'm talking to myself right now because
guilty as charged.
Yeah, I'm good at it, but when I have a project that I'm working on or that's due, I tend to take my long hiatuses, just like because I know that I'm about to embark on something. But I think it's still I want to get more into the practice like I used to, which is you get up and you write every day. You write. Whether you're writing little short stories or you're writing or journal write, but just write all the time. Read a lot, and again, the other things will start to come, or you'll know the time when it's time to self-publish or reach out to an agent or a publisher with something. Yeah. But do the thing you love because you love it and develop that.
Not because it's a cool thing or someone else is doing it.
Because that's not about you. That's like for other people. That's posing. That's empty.
I like that. That was great advice. Not for nothing. Because it's funny you said, even with writing and acting, it's kind of same even with podcasting. Like when I first started, I was like always worried about the views. And I'm like, somebody had told me that was like super viral. And he's like, yo, you got to stop worrying about that. Just do good stuff. Good interviews, and the views are gonna come. Just keep
absolutely. And I think something you forget, and you need to remember this as well. We all do, is, and I try to tell this to the kids when I visit them, is there is only one of you in all time. There's never been anyone like you ever before. And there will never ever be anyone like you. Period. Ever in time. Yeah. Right. So you kind of have an obligation to be true to you. And you have to also understand that when you are really you and you're authentic, that's when the people that are meant to come. So they see you, they recognize, and they come. Don't worry about all these other folks, because some of them might not. It doesn't matter.
That is amazing. That's like one of the best advice, not because you're here, but like, that was great.
Yeah, I felt that remember that.
That is amazing. We're going to get into Album of the Week real quick.
Album of the week on the Jmack Experience Podcast.
Album of the week this week is Bianca by Bia. What kind of music are you into? I forgot to ask.
Oh gosh, I got more old school stuff.
You're gonna walk out like, I didn't ask her this, I didn't ask her that. Happens to me every episode. So
I'm pretty old school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like Nina Simone.
Okay.
Led Zeppelin.
More like soul.
Wonder. No, I mean it's all mixed. I mean I love Led Zeppelin. Love Led Zeppelin, but I love Nina Simone.
Gotcha.
And then old Stevie Wonder. There are about 3 or 4 albums of Stevie Wonder that are just like, I could just have just those too. So
okay, so like a mix of things, more or less.
Yeah, but it tends to be a little bit more old school. Probably I like there's some current stuff that I like too, but
so you're not bumping Little Yachty and stuff like that. Not really. If it's on the radio, right?
There's stuff that I like, and I'm like, oh, I like. I've always liked.
Who is that?
And I'm like, oh, that's them. Yeah. I do that a lot. I'm good for like, oh,
that's so cool. We're gonna get into movie of the week.
Movie of the week on the Jmack Experience Podcast.
Movie of the week this week is Black Phone 2. Speaking of horror films, will you be seeing it? You go to the movies a lot?
See the first one.
Oh, you gotta watch the first one. I want to
see it, but my husband and my son saw it without me, so that makes it like, okay, now when am I going to see it?
All right, so maybe you should watch it today if you have time, and then watch. It comes out Friday, so maybe you can check it.
No, I'm going to try it. I just was saying to my husband, I'm like, do you want to watch the second one with me? And I'm like, but I need to watch the first one still.
Oh, it was on good timing. It was movie of the week. That's great because it was a mixture of something else in this. I was like, let me go with Black Phone 2. I think she'll know what that is.
Yeah, I like Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, he's good. He's amazing. So we spoke about many things today. What's next for Karyn Parsons? Anything that you want to promote? Something that I didn't cover or that I might have missed?
Oh gosh, well, he covered a lot, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Like I said, I have my book Clouds Over California is my last book that I did, but
you got the new one now, right? Let's promote it again. Blue Beach
comes out in June.
They can pre-order now?
You can pre-order it now.
Give them the website one more time.
Well, you can go to you can go to Barnes & Noble.
Noble.
You can go to Amazon, but you can go to your local bookstore,
right? You did say that.
Independent bookstore, and ask them, "Hey, do you have a copy? Are you guys getting Blue Beach by Karyn Parsons? Can you order a copy for me?" Definitely. Yeah. You can get a little, see what it's about. But I've been, I'm working with, like I said, I'm working with Scholastic. I'm a mentor in their honoring Black Voices collection. I'm very excited about mentoring with them because I'm visiting schools all around the country.
Nice.
I'm doing that kind of visiting schools with Sweet Blackberry, my organization, which you should visit sweetblackberry.org.
Nice.
To see what we're about.
We'll put it on the screen as you say.
Yes, and to see the things that we're doing. It's a nonprofit organization, so we're always looking for people's also help there. And I've been working recently with One Word at a Time, which is a brand new nonprofit literacy organization launched by Kwame Alexander, who's a superstar kids lit guy.
Nice.
He's like a superstar in that world, and we just launched it. And the whole idea behind One Word at a Time is getting kids excited about reading again, because when kids are little,
I'm all for
they get excited, and then they get over into around 10 years old, and they get into middle school, and it just starts to dip.
No more
it
books.
Becomes about their friends and about what
who's cool, what's cool to
what
do,
to wear, blah blah blah, and they start to push away from. And also, reading becomes less fun because it's all about assignments.
Yeah,
and they're not reading for joy. And there's so much joy to be found in the books. There's so much joy for kids in books. They're like movies.
Absolutely.
They're like really intricate movies.
Well, movies come from books, no?
And they do. So it's like if they can get back to understanding these are stories, these are fun. We want to have authors visit the kids and get them excited about reading again, get them writing and reading more. So One Word at a Time, if you visit that site as well, you can see what we're doing. That's a really exciting organization I'm working with.
I like it. Can we agree that all the experiences you went through got you where you are today?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, that's how it goes, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I could not have predicted any of it, but I feel so strangely equipped for this moment because of how everything came to this. I mean, it's amazing. Like we don't know when we're doing what we're doing, where it's all going. But I think when you follow your joy and when you are true, things align.
That's so real. This is amazing. Any advice out there for those who may be experiencing the same situations you went through in life or are going through now? What would you tell them?
Which kind of situations are you talking about?
I don't know, just life in general. You know how, like, some people we're living now, like, I feel like it's so easy for people to always claim that they're depressed. Like, sometimes people are ungrateful with the things that they do have. Yeah. They just want more and more and more. And I guess social media would do that to you, right?
Well, I think that's we're in a difficult new situation with social media because it's all about comparing. It's very difficult not to compare your situation with this curated experience that you're looking at.
Right.
You know, for every incredible picture somebody has on their phone, they took at least 10 and chose from it the one
fabricated.
The one that says the best story for them. So it's all manufactured, it's curated, it's artificial, it's not authentic, it's not real. And very few people are willing to go online and show all the bumps and bulges and ugly warts and everything of their daily life, of what really goes on. And so what ends up happening is a lot of, especially young people, are looking and going and feeling more and more down about themselves. I'd say first thing is turn the phone off and put it away.
Get off social media.
Get off social media if you can. If you can't, or if you think you can't, lessen your time on it.
Yeah.
Seriously, not just as a thought. Seriously, start to pull back on how much time you spend and replace that time with, if you can, spending time in nature, going outside.
Read.
Yeah, you can do that. But really, I'm not kidding. I know this stuff sounds, I'm like such a mom saying some of this, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
When you do some of these things that you hear about, meditating, going out, taking a walk outside, just take a nice walk outside and breathe. You know, these exercise, eat good food, be with people that make you feel good about you, who see you.
Yeah.
When you do these things more and more, you will see the healing begin and you'll start to feel better about yourself. But get away from this toxic stuff that comes through the phone. The doom scrolling is so easy to get into. Looking at other people's stuff that you start to realize, you should check with yourself.
Yeah.
Does this make me feel? How does it make me feel? Am I starting to feel bad looking at myself? Because sometimes you can be looking at great people who are doing great things and you think you should be feeling great because of it. But it might actually be making you feel lousy about, am I accomplishing enough? I don't, I'm not looking like that and I'm trying to do all these right things. pull back from it.
Yeah.
You know, and treat yourself well. And like I said, be around people that make you feel good about yourself and that you feel seen around.
So crazy. We just talked about it, but where can people follow you social media wise?
I'm on, well, I have my website, which is KarynParsons.com.
Nice.
I think it's just KarynParsons.com. I'm so bad about is there an underscore or a dash? There might be a dash.
We'll figure it out. Put it up.
And then I'm on Facebook, Instagram,
TikTok.
I'm not on TikTok.
You're not on TikTok yet? Oh my God.
Twitter. I'm not
no
on
dancing
TikTok.
or nothing.
No, I hate being on social media, to be honest.
Yeah.
I like to keep in contact with people to a degree.
Yeah.
But I don't like to feel obligated.
Got you.
I think that's what drives me
becomes
crazy.
Like a job, right?
Yeah, I don't like that part.
I gotta respond to this.
I didn't say happy birthday to my my husband, even though he's not on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm supposed
to see him every day.
I'm supposed to say it on here for everyone to know, but that doesn't make sense. He's right there next to me.
Put pictures. Happy anniversary. I love you so much.
It's like, he's not going to see this. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. I was like, what are we doing?
Does it really matter, right?
Does it matter? Why am I obligated to do this? So I have a real mixed relationship.
Yeah, no, I got it.
But I just had a birthday, I have to say, and I got
happy belated birthday. The 9th, right?
It was the 8th.
The 8th. I was close. I was going to wish you that before we started. It's like
no. Thank you. But no, I had a birthday, and I will say, social media is really beautiful
when you go on, right? You're like, oh wow, I gotta go to
everyone's like, happy birthday, and you read every single one of them, and you feel, you see every little emoji makes you happy, and so so I appreciate anyone who's listening to this that sent me a birthday shout out. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Awesome. Any last words or special shout outs that you would like to mention before we sign off?
No, I just want to say thank you very much. It was such a pleasure meeting you, and I'm really glad you had me here.
Absolutely.
And I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
Keep it up and be true to
yourself. Yeah. This was amazing once again. So ecstatic. I'm going to walk out of here and be like, oh my God. But at the moment, I got to play it cool. You know, we got to stay in character here. Shout outs to the sponsors. Black Sheep Sea Moss, Spaced Out Snacks, Vitamin Energy. Shout outs to Karyn Parsons for coming through today. We truly appreciate you. Make sure you purchase her books. You said the one that I have right now. It's the one I have
Clouds Over California.
Clouds Over California out right now. People can purchase right now.
You can get that, right? And you can get How High the Moon as well.
How High the Moon as well. And then stay tuned for Blue Beach.
Yay.
Dropping soon. And shout outs to Conversation Studio. If you guys want to get your podcast on, make sure you reach out to them. Tell them that the Jmack Experience podcast referred you. It's been a ride, man. Episode 119, the Jmack Experience podcast. Karyn Parsons. You already know what it is. We're signing out.
Thanks for coming on the Jmack Experience Podcast. Be sure to come on for another episode every single week. Until next time, peace.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here at Conversation Studio, and we just upgraded our Rodecaster machine to the Rodecaster Duo. And I must say, I'm impressed, yo. Like, not for nothing. Like, the drops on this thing are magnificent. You could change your voice like this. Y'all hear how I sound? I sound kind of crazy right now, right? And then you got, you could change it to this. Yo. You got like all these different effects on the voices, which is crazy. They got a few new drops on the, let me see. Hold on. You could put your pitch up. Yo, y'all can hear me out there? Yo, how y'all doing? Yo, matter of fact, you know what I'm most excited about right now is the weather. You know, we got the weather has been amazing these last 2 days. Actually, it's been a good week so far. I'm not gonna lie. It feels like spring, summertime is around the corner. You know, we just came from 2 big snowstorms in the month of January. So, and we just had one like a few weeks back, and you know, but yeah, it's been a beautiful, beautiful week. Nice weather. I'm excited. Are y'all excited for the summer? Cause I know I am. But back to the Rodecaster Duo, like not for nothing. Like it's my first time messing with it. I was able to put my drops on it. You know, it's got like all these new effects, which I'm probably not gonna be using now. I'm gonna keep it like normal, you know what I mean? But yeah, at the end of the day, I kind of like that just to mess around and stuff. Oh,
I just wanted to let y'all know as well, we will be live streaming. We just started the Resident Evil, so we just got into the gaming world and stuff. So I just did like a little setup. So now I'm going to be doing live streaming on the games. We're probably going to go to different places and stuff like that. That's going to be crazy. We're going to be back in the city this weekend. We're going to be interviewing 3 Will J, Joey Familia, and No Shirt, which if y'all know who they are, if you know, they fire. They doing some content. They got a comedy show coming up with Marlon Wayans. So stay tuned for that. Yo, I'm just excited. You know, shout outs to the sponsors, Vitamin Energy, Spaced Out Snacks, and Black Sheep Seymour's been rocking with me since the beginning. I'm looking for new sponsors. So if anybody you know out there is interested in being a sponsor for the show, you're more than welcome to, send us an email at the Jmack Experience Podcast at gmail.com. And it'll be a vibe. You know what I mean? So, I'm super excited to see what this year brings. Actually, the summer, not for now, because my favorite time of the year. But yeah, Rodecaster Duo so far, I really like it. It's very compact. I could put it in a book bag. Less stuff for me to carry around. So if you don't got it, I recommend getting one. And it's worth the investment. Like a lot of y'all be hitting me up and asking me about like, oh, what do you use for like your audio and this and that? It's like, yo, you got to put a couple dollars into, your craft sometimes. Like, y'all go and look it up and then you're like, damn, that's mad expensive. But like if you want clear audio and you want to be able to get it to your liking of how you want it, I feel like the Rodecaster is like number one for that, And now they got a few other things that came out. They got the Rodecaster video, which I'm trying to look into. I might end up getting that. So yeah, make sure y'all catch us on TikTok. Add the TikTok page, the Jmack Experience Podcast. We're going to be doing some lives on there. We'll probably be doing like some DJing, live events. We're definitely going to get into the gaming. As I said before, we've been streaming the new Resident Evil 9, which is crazy. And yeah, man, I want to thank you once again for tuning in. We truly appreciate you. Oh, last thing, make sure y'all subscribe to the Patreon. We just started putting stuff on there. So anything that like I can't put on, like for banning purposes, like if I can't put certain content on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, everything that's exclusive will be on there. You get the first dips on all the new episodes. That's going to be on there as well. So make sure y'all subscribe to the Patreon. I'm going to put the link below. And stay tuned, man. You already know we're signing out. The Jmack Experience Podcast.